WDTN, the station that's working for you. This is 2 News Now.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome on into 2 News Now for this special series of shows for live coverage for this weekend Winter Storm 2026. However you guys want to identify it, we are in it. Good morning. Your time now is 10:06. I am your host, Alexis Bellamy. Across from me is 2 News anchor Lauren Wood. Lauren, how are you?
Hey there. Happy to be here. Happy to have made it in safely, of course.
Indeed, yep. And what is your trek like, Lauren, for you to get here? That is really something.
Honestly,
though.
it really wasn't too bad. I came in around 8. I went up Far Hills through Centerville and Kettering and then over on Stroop. It wasn't terrible.
Okay.
I feel like the biggest issue right now is those road crews are out there, but the snow is coming so fast. A lot of what they're doing is just getting covered up pretty quickly.
Exactly.
If you have a higher vehicle, I was in an SUV, so it wasn't awful.
Too bad. Okay.
It was manageable, I guess. I'll put it that way. You don't want to be out in it if you don't have to be. But if you do, have to go to work or something like that, and you have a vehicle like that, at least a couple hours ago, you could still get there safely. But, things are changing as we're seeing very quickly.
And that's what we're doing here. So that winter storm warning, it's in effect for the entire Miami Valley until noon on Monday, you guys. And 2 News will continue to be live on the hour every hour. We started at 9:10 now. We'll be here until 6 a.m. bringing you the most important, those up-to-the-minute updates, keeping you weather aware. And just like we did at 9, we're going to jump right into the forecast and tell you what you need to know about what's going on outside. Storm Team 2 meteorologist Melissa Barrington is in with us this morning. Melissa, I asked you an hour ago, and you said that the weather outside has actually exceeded the expectations and what you guys thought was going to happen.
Yeah, this is definitely an impressive storm system. And you know what? We've already gotten 2 reports now of a foot of snow on the ground, and it's only 10 a.m. And those are in Trotwood and in Miamisburg. So I just literally got a text just before we hit the air. We have 2 locations that are at a foot. So the snow totals are continuing to just come in, and that's a lot of snow, and we still have all day to go. So this is impressive.
And I can only imagine what that will look for us as we continue to make our way through the day. But for now, I can see right now, I cannot even see the road. Yeah. All I see is just flat white. This is just really something to take a look at.
And you know what? We're watching the snow coming down now, and that's causing problems on the roads where you can't see the road, basically.
Yeah, the lines or anything.
But tonight, even if they start clearing the roads, between tonight, tomorrow, and into Tuesday, we're going to see those winds increase, and we don't need the snow to come down anymore. It's already on the ground, and that's going to go back over the roads, and they're going to have to redo it again just because of those high winds and blowing and drifting snow. Some of those outlying areas, you heard Morgan talking about, some of the rural areas, right? They could be looking at feet of snow as snow drifts. So this is rough.
I know we had talked earlier. The positive of this type of snow is it's not weighting down the branches and the power lines as much, but then the negative is you get that blowing and drifting a lot more than with a heavier, wetter snow.
Right, and then we're also dealing with the cold. So that's also another twofold into this, and that's going to cause more problems as we go further into the week, because that's going to cause problems with pipes bursting at times, water main breaks, car batteries dying, because of the extended cold for the next several days. So as we take a look here, we'll show you a few more locations. Land of Illusion, look at this, the visibility earlier this morning just went to way down, where you could barely see almost in front of you. And we'll see those conditions as we go through the rest of the day. As Alexis mentioned, we do have that winter storm warning for the entire Miami Valley until tomorrow at noon. And the reason why it goes past when the snow occurs is because the impacts are still going to be very high through tomorrow morning. So Steve updated a lot of these for us, and Dayton came in with a record snowfall so far. This was much earlier this morning. The record for today was 5 inches. We busted that with 6.4 inches, but that was early this morning. So we're still waiting for Dayton to come in with another snow total. Miamisburg has been updated to 12 inches. Trotwood is at 12 inches. Riverside, 9 inches. Kettering, 9.5. Enon 9.1. And like I said, we still have a lot of the day to go yet here. So we broke one record with the daily record, which was 5 inches. We may break the all-time record for a single day of snow. That was set back in 1978 with 12.2 inches of snow. And that's for a 24-hour period from midnight to midnight. Won't know if we break this until midnight tonight. Much of the Miami Valley is expecting a foot to a foot and a half of snow as we go through the rest of the day. Live Doppler 2 HD showing heavy bands of snow snow continuing. It's going to stay like this, the trend throughout the rest of the day. If you don't have to go out, don't. Visibility has been basically holding around a quarter inch or less across the entire area. The storm system still well to the south, very healthy storm system. It's affecting folks into the northeast. There's hundreds, if not thousands, of flight cancellations, and Future Track is showing that we will continue to see this snow all day today. And then tonight, the winds pick up. The winds will be gusty tomorrow, and we're going to be dealing with blowing and drifting snow. Even though the snow is done, there's still going to be high impacts throughout the area through at least noon tomorrow. And then the bitter cold really comes in Tuesday and Wednesday morning, potentially record-breaking cold. Right now, 11 degrees outside, northeast winds at 14, wind chills -5. A cold advisory goes into effect tonight through Monday at 6 p.m. Wind chills 10 to 20 below zero. And after that, an extreme cold watch is in effect for Tuesday morning. Frozen pipes, water mains, car batteries may fail. Make sure that you take care of your outdoor pets. If you have a space heater, make sure that it is in a well-ventilated area. Potential record cold Tuesday morning and Wednesday morning, so this is going to be a problem for the middle part of the week. 16 degrees for your high today, heavy snow continuing. We'll see that snow start to taper off 5 to 7 p.m. Some areas 1 foot to 1.5 foot of snow, overnight low around 0. And then tomorrow, a high of 7 degrees, blowing and drifting snow. It is not going to be a day to go outside. Over the next week, temperatures staying below 20 degrees, and we are going to be in the deep freeze all the way through next weekend. So unfortunately, in addition to the cold, we're not going to see any of the snow melt over the next several days here. So it's just going to stay in place. So,
and that's the big one, I think, at least I feel for me, is if the snow isn't going to at least go anywhere. But nope, we're going to get some more, and it's going to stay with us then.
We do have our first power outage being reported. Yeah, that's me. I'm
Storm
right here.
Team 2 meteorologist Steve Norris is joining us. There we are.
Our first power outage is very near New Lebanon. Looks like 52 homes have gone without power. Just in the last 15 to 20 minutes, this has happened. 52 buildings without power.
Without power right now.
So that may get bigger before the day is over.
Hopefully not, but that's still a possibility. Like Lauren said, it's not the heavy, wet snow. It's fluffy, powdery. So hopefully it won't be too bad in terms of power outages. This is more like very fluffy snow. You can basically just toss it up in the air, and it's, more kind of fun in a way.
Yeah. But we will keep an eye on those power outages. As Steve just said, we're going to continue to keep our eye on those if we see any crashes in our area, and we'll stay on top of all of that. Melissa, thank you so much. We will check back in with you in just a few minutes as we do these special reports for another look outside. Thank you.
We do have some breaking news really quick. Miami County is now in a level 2 snow emergency. That just came into our newsroom.
All right, Miami County now under a level 2. We will keep you guys updated with those types of information as we continue to go along this morning. And now, actually, we are talking about these levels and some of these winter weather advisories. And we just heard it from Melissa, that record-breaking winter blast is hammering down on us here at home in the Miami Valley, across the nation. But right now, we know 190 million people, that's more than half of the U.S., are under that winter weather alert across 37 states from the Rockies to New England.
And there have been more than 10,000 flights canceled. Dangerously cold temperatures, of course, not just here, but all across the country. We're seeing massive power outages in the South. Melissa was talking about that before the show a little bit, throughout Tennessee. Hundreds of thousands of people without power, and again, experiencing this dangerous cold. Here, we are going to break down those emergency warnings as crews are working around the clock to keep those roads clear, but obviously quickly changing conditions out there.
And we're finally going to talk about those winter weather levels, some of those alerts and what they mean. We just got the update about the new ones, so let's talk about what exactly they mean. So several county sheriffs have declared those snow emergencies in places like Montgomery, Clark, Preble, Warren, Wayne, which are under travel advisories, Champaign, Mercer, Greene, Darke, Clinton, Auglaize County, all have declared level 2 snow emergencies, and Logan County has declared a level 1 snow emergency. Now, Shelby is the only county right now to not have a snow emergency in effect. Now, some cities, such as the city of Dayton, have also declared local states of emergencies, and we said already, Governor DeWine declaring a state of emergency for the state, directing agencies to provide more support to local jurisdictions.
Now, you want to keep in mind what those snow emergency levels mean, because it actually has to do with the legality of being on the roads. Level 1 means you need to use caution. Obviously, in any storm like this, that's important. When it gets up to a level 2, only people who have to be out, if you deem it necessary to be out, that's the only time you should be behind the wheel. You're not going out joyriding. You're not looking at the snow. You're not going to the movies. You have to be out there, you can be out there on these level 2s, which is what most of us are under right now. Under a level 2, you want to contact your employer before you head into work. Find out, hey, are we going to be open? Is it really necessary to be there? And then finally, when you get to that level 3, that is when it gets serious and the law can actually get involved. The streets are closed to all non-emergency personnel under a level 3. If you are caught out on the roads under a level 3 and you're not allowed to be out there, you could face legal action. So we're not there yet, but again, we're talking about snow totals of 12 inches, and we're not even halfway through the storm yet. So it would not be surprising if we got to those level 3 conditions.
And we do want to, while we're talking about the roads, we want to take things directly there right now. So we're going to, in a minute, hear from 2 News reporter Morgan Anderson. She has been on the roads all morning long, really taking in some of what the conditions look like outside. She's on 675 still. She's been taking a look at things this morning. Morgan, good morning. Tell us what's going on out there where you are right now. What have things been like for you?
Yeah, we've been on the road since 5:30 a.m. this morning. I want to give a shout out to my cameraman, Zach. I mean, he's been a trooper just driving us along, practicing his safe weather driving skills. Like, serious kudos to him while I just sit here, look pretty, and tell y'all what's going on. No, right now we're on 675. We're going south to Beaver Creek right now. I'm going to be honest, these snowbanks on the sides of the roads, they are just piling up. Let me show you. It doesn't look as bad with our camera angle, I'd say, but on the left and right of the road that we're driving on, you see those snowbanks piling up. I mean, those cement guards, can you see that? I mean, that is like maybe an inch of the cement left showing. And we know those are usually a few feet high. So just audibly, to me, that is shocking. We've gone through some pretty sketchy parts, and we've been on the interstate. So again, I can't imagine if you are in some of those more rural areas of our coverage, it's got to be rough out there, especially since we're lucky to have ODOT plows. We've seen them off and on again on the interstate. But I mean, this still isn't great. This road is not completely uncovered whatsoever. We are definitely condensing. The lanes are getting smaller and smaller. Do not recommend driving out on these roads if you do not have to. Again, it's just building up.
Tell us a little bit about what you're seeing in terms of plows and salt trucks. Number one, are you seeing very many of them? And number two, is it having any effect out there?
Yeah, we're seeing a ton. I will say this morning, I felt like before the thick of the snow came, we saw them very much preemptively preparing. You know, that snow was coming down, but obviously it's not how it is now. You know what? Actually, there's a plow right there. It's on the other side of the interstate, driving past us right now. We've been seeing them everywhere, quite literally all the time. At different points throughout this morning, we've been behind the plows, we've been behind the salt trucks. With ODOT, they say if you're driving behind a plow or a salt truck, get about 200 to 300 feet. A lot of rear-end collisions come from people just following too close. So make sure you have that space, but we've seen certainly plenty of them out there. When we go out to more of our rural areas, though, like we went out to Preble County this morning, those roads less clear, right? The greater Dayton area, though, at least on the interstate, I'd say it's been pretty cleared, and we've seen a lot more trucks in this area.
All righty. Thank you so much, Morgan, for telling us exactly about what we're seeing out there on the roads. We hope we can get another look later, but we'll take a quick break from you for now. Make sure you guys are staying safe. All right, now we want to turn and hear again from the experts about what is happening outside, the ways to stay safe and continue to be prepared for this. So this morning, we're joined by Tom Ritchie. He's the Public Works Director for the City of Dayton. He's going to tell us a little bit about what they're seeing from their side. Tom, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for being here.
As you're aware, we've received a heavy snowfall. This is going to be a very impactful event. We've probably got close to 10 inches so far, and I think we're projected to get another 5 to 9 with low temperatures. So the salt's not as effective as it normally would be if it was warmer, but we are plowing. We do have 44 trucks that's out. We have all of our routes covered. We've been fortunate that our fleet division's been able to keep all of our vehicles up. We did a changeover with staff, and everybody was able to make it in. We didn't have any call in. So although it's a bad situation to be in so far, we're doing the best that we can, and we do have equipment and personnel on hand and out in there trying to make a difference.
This is going to be an ongoing thing. I know they're doing their jobs. They're getting, a street clear, and then more snow is coming down. What do you want people to keep in mind about how long it could be before things are back to normal driving conditions?
Well, we're going to keep plowing. You really start to see a big impact. You don't notice how much we're actually doing because, like you said, you can run through an area and an hour and a half, 2 hours later, it's completely covered again. So by the time you're circling back, you feel like you're starting over, especially if you're out driving and you're not accustomed to being in a truck and dealing with that. But once the snow stops falling later this evening, that's whenever you really start seeing a big difference. We anticipate once that happens, if it is, say, 10 o'clock, that it's going to take a good 12 to 15 hours to finish cleaning up our priority 1s and 2s, which is our highways, overpasses, bridges, main thoroughfares. And then at that point, we'll be able to move into the residentials.
So we're looking at possibly Tuesday before those residential areas are clear.
Yeah, this is, like we said, this is going to be a multi-day event. It is a high-impact snowfall, and we're just going to keep at it. So we're staffed to continue to work around the clock until we can get things back to being safe. If you don't have to be out in it, we recommend certainly staying at home. If you do get out, make sure you give yourself additional time to get where you're going. Make sure you give yourself additional stopping space. And especially if you are following one of the trucks, make sure you're giving them a couple 100 feet because a lot of accidents happen with people following the truck and getting too close and not seeing the brake lights and actually, hit the back of the truck. So we want to make sure the drivers have the safe space to do their work. They're out there working hard for you, and we want to keep them safe as well.
Perfect. Good message of safety to leave us off with, Tom. Thank you so much for that this morning.
Thank you.
All righty, we are going to continue on with our team coverage this morning. We are taking a look at this winter weather system, this storm, as it is hitting us right now all across the Miami Valley. We're going to go to Storm Team 2, or 2 News Now reporter Julian Jackson, who is in Springfield, to show us a little bit about what he's seeing there and what the conditions are like. Julian, what's going on? All right, we're going to wait for Julian's audio to come back up, but I'm sure he is just telling us exactly about what he... Oh, there he is. Okay.
Good morning to you, first off. And I just want to let you know that we've this is now the second or third vehicle that we have attempted to try to get out of the snow. These drifts and these mounds out here in Springfield. We just left the hotel. We were on our way to Wittenberg University. Some kids invited us to their sledding party. They got a big hill over there. We wanted to check it out. So we said, okay, let's make a move. And now it seems as if we've got Dodge Durangos, and I don't know if some of these are city officials, but we got people having a drift party down the street. Probably not the safest thing in the entire world. So don't drive like a maniac, even if you do end up having four-wheel drive. Here's what I will say. A lot of people are out here getting stuck. It looks like some people are having some fun right now, probably a little bit too much fun you shouldn't be having. So just do make sure that you are obeying the rules of the road when you're out here. It looks like in this situation, I'll turn this camera back around for you. It looks like in this particular situation, the snow that was built up in this mound in this intersection right here was just too great.
Yeah.
And so now the snow is actually up in the undercarriage of the vehicle. And so his vehicle is pretty much sitting on top. We tried to rock the car back and forth. We tried to, work with him to get it out. And now his wheels just aren't even turning. They're not even hitting the ground. So that tells you just how deep this actually is. Mm-hmm. I mean, just look at where some of this snow is right now. I mean, you can't even see some of, where the snow actually is. And just when they come through, I mean, there's an ambulance down the street. I don't know what's going on all the way down there. But we've stopped off on several occasions now just to make sure that people are okay and, get them out if they can.
Yeah, Julian, that goes really well with what we just heard from Tom Ritchie about, driving safety. So hopefully we don't hear too much of that more as we make our way through the day. But thank you for sharing what you were seeing where you are in Springfield. Stay safe on your way back here.
All right, thank you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, indeed. All right, it's time now to take another look at exactly what's happening outside. Storm Team 2 meteorologist Melissa Barrington is back for another look at what is happening outside. She's going to break down more of the potentially record-breaking winter weather that we're dealing with. Melissa, welcome back.
Thank you. It's been a long morning, I'll say that.
Hasn't it?
Yes. So I've been here since 2 o'clock. I was trying to beat as much of the storm as possible. So I'm more concerned now about going home at some point later on today. So folks here, if you don't have to go out in this, don't. It's not worth it. It just really is not worth it. This is an epic storm. It's record breaking, and it might beat an all-time record snowfall in a single 24-hour period. We won't know that until midnight tonight, but we're well on our way. Live Doppler 2HD continuing to show snow bands of heavy snow moving through the Miami Valley. Winter storm warning continues until noon tomorrow. Even though the snow is going to end well before that time period, we are still going to see high impacts of this storm through tomorrow. Dayton right now, 11 degrees outside. Wind chill is -5, 12 above in Springfield and Springboro. If you go outside to shovel, you don't want to stay outside very long. Even though this isn't as light and fluffy snow, still the cold is a big problem out there. So you may have to go in and out, depending on how much you have to do. But try to take it easy out there. We're continuing to see more and more snowfalls coming in closer to that foot mark, and we have not even reached noon yet, and we have several more hours of heavy snow coming in. Middletown, 11 inches of snow. Beaver Creek, 10.5. Some of these totals were taken much earlier, so they're not all completely updated, such as Dayton International. We've already broken a record for today, which was 5 inches for the day was the record. We were at 6.4 early this morning. Here at the studio, we're nearly 11 inches. New Lebanon at 9 inches. We've seen 12 inches in Trotwood, also in Miamisburg, a foot of snow, 9.5 in Kettering. These numbers are going to continue to get higher and higher as we go into the afternoon. Much of the Miami Valley is going to be looking at a foot to a foot and a half of snow. The record for today was actually the blizzard in 1978, and we may be beating that record for a single day. That was 12.2 inches of snow. So, like I said, we are well on our way. Later this afternoon, only a high of 16 degrees. Tonight, though, wind chills will be below zero. 10 to 20 degrees below zero. So this is bitter cold, and we're going to see that actually for the next couple of days, potentially record-breaking cold in the mornings starting Tuesday and Wednesday morning. So we're not done with this winter weather just yet. We might be done with the snow falling, but then we're going to deal with prolonged cold all week long.
Alrighty. Thank you for that update, Melissa. Record-breaking, it sounds like everything.
Yeah.
Everything sounds like a record breaker. So
It's going to be a rough week for it.
Very important. Thanks, Melissa. We'll check back in with you again in about 30 more minutes. Top of the hour at 11 o'clock. For now, we are going to just show you guys what is happening right here at home. We want to show you guys what conditions look like downtown. We've been covering different parts of the Miami Valley, giving you guys different views of exactly what snow looks like in different areas. So this morning, in just a few seconds, we're going to go to 2 News anchor Caleb Michael, who is downtown and can tell us a little bit about what he is seeing. Good morning, Caleb.
Hey, good morning, guys. I see Lauren chuckling over there.
Our California boy. There we are.
Listen, we're braving the elements, though. I will say this, living downtown, the Great Miami River is across the street. I live near Riverscape Metro Park. I'm trying to stay on the other side of the camera because the snow is coming into it this way. But even taking a look at the ground, you can see just how deep this snow is out here. Clouds have been going through the area, but as Melissa kind of touched on, the snow is coming down at such a rate, it's not doing much of an impact on the roads. We've seen a couple people go out this morning. I've seen people walk through. Saw one man. He had shorts on. Not sure exactly that that's the best thing you want to do.
I saw that
shorts. Yeah.
Too.
Wow.
Yeah, not what you exactly want to be. And I do want to show you this though. Here's a car that is near where I live. If I can try to flip this camera around here in a second for you guys. There we go. You can see just how deep this car is sat in over here. This is a Chevy Malibu and a couple of the cars here. This is a one-way. It's normally 2 lanes that go down this street, but as you can see right now, it's only one just because of how deep this snow is. So again, as we've been touching on all morning, if you don't need to be outside, it's not a day that you want to do so.
What do you think people might not realize if they're just sitting inside watching this and not out there like you are right now? What is maybe something that you're seeing that they might not get from indoors?
Sure. If I can be quite honest with you, just how deep this snow is. I mean, these are Timberland boots. I mean, they probably come up 6, 7, 8 inches. These are completely in the snow right now. So and the snow is still coming down at a very good rate. It's just one of those mornings. We don't see snows like this often. We've already broken records across a couple of parts of the Miami Valley. I know up at the airport, for instance, and we could see more records broken as the day progresses. So this is a historic snowfall. We've been talking about it as such, and now it's panned out that way. So just today, you want to stay inside because it's worse than you realize once you step outside. And I'll tell you from personal experience here.
And you look every bit of it. So I guess we'll release you and let you run back inside to your apartment and get some color back in your face.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Caleb. Alrighty, that does it for this episode of 2 News Now and this special coverage. You guys make sure to check back in with us at the top of the hour at 11:05. We'll have exactly what you need to know about this winter weather event. We'll see you in a minute.